Hello, folks. It is, just about time for another Gabriel night stream. Hopefully it will, go alright tonight. We're somewhere in the middle of Chapter 3, I believe, which means that tonight we're likely to reach Chapter 4. And Chapter 4 is the longest chapter in the game. It is absolutely chock full of museum tours. So, I hope you're ready for some extreme tourism, because that's what we've got in store tonight. Let's see. I think I've posted everywhere that social media needs me to post. So, all the announcements have been made. Everything is notified, so that should be good. I want to also mention that, I may be slightly off my game tonight. I think the local place may have given me moderate food poisoning again. I ordered the chicken, and I have been feeling terrible since I ordered the chicken. So, I'm kind of subdued and off tonight. I should be fine. I'm not going to choke and explode and die or anything. Just I'm a bit lacking in energy. Hello, Saria Song. Hello, Shateri. Good to see you both. Yeah, my wishes are hopeful that I got Alka-Seltzer, I'll be fine. I had some Pepto-Bismol earlier. I will just throw everything at the problem. Nothing serious. No, I can't. I doubt it's anything serious. Believe me, people have been feeling like ass since the dawn of time. Feeling like ass is not a medical condition that requires much, I'm not gonna need to go to the hospital and be like, oh, hey, yeah, I feel like butthole today. How you guys doing? Nah, they're not gonna take me at the hospital for feeling like butthole disorder. I'll get over it. And it's entirely possible that it's just something that, something stomach-wise, that eating food exaggerated. So, you know, very likely it's nothing, and if I die, I want these to be my ironic last words. It's probably nothing. Put that on my tombstone. I think it's probably nothing is a good tombstone epitaph, actually. That or she ate the chicken. So yeah, hello, Woodlings and Company. No, you don't have pepperoni and cheese on chicken. I know you're a vegetarian, but that's really not how it works. We are down to 15 seconds for you to do anything you may wish to do anything you may wish to do. And, then it's time to start. So let's get back to Gabriel being a total tit, shall we? When last we left our intrepid hero, he was ignoring all that hard work that Grace had put into research, because he's a tit, and, was busy working through pissing off everyone at the hunting club, which is where we leave him. Intrepid? He's intrepid. I get. One second. I gotta look something up. Intrepid. Fearless and adventurous. Often used for rhetorical or humorous effect. Yeah, I think Gabriel's fairly fearless. Fairly adventurous. He's an adventure game hero. Alright, so when we last left Gabriel, he'd just been thrown out of the hunting club. So let's go bother Criminal Commissar Lieber. Let's see. Who is in Prince Regent Platz? Prince Regent Place, I guess. Ah, here's Lieber.
Kommen Sie herein.
Kommissar Lieber, so generous of you to see me.
Sit down, Mr. Knight. Now, you will tell me what you think you know about this case, yes?
How do you say, quid pro quo in German?
There is no translation.
Thanks so much for your time.
Sit down. What are you proposing exactly?
You want information? I want information. It's, kind of convenient that way.
I can't give you police information.
Why not? I'm not asking for anything confidential. Hell, I can't even read the damn newspapers around here. Press release stuff, that's all I want.
All right. But then it's your turn. Agreed?
I hear you.
Yeah, Criminal Commissar Lieber always reminds me of, like, Tor Johnson in Plan 9. Or, like, George the Animal Steel, just existing. Oh, thank you for the subscription, Silver Star. It's good to see you here. Yeah, I hear you. It's distinctly not I agree. I agree with that. I hear you. But yeah, 15 months. Good God, why? Why have I been doing this for 15 months? Sometimes I really question it. What's this?
At least he's neater than Detective Mosley.
I think if you showed Criminal Commissar Lieber, Detective Mosley's office, he would actually, like, shit his pants. What's this? Sure, just get up, Knight.
This map, it marks the locations of all the wolf killings, right?
Yes. What?
The one last night, the one in the middle, doesn't really fit, does it?
It has to fit. It happened.
I suppose.
Yeah, this is a wonderful conversation they're having. What's this? There's a telephone number off to the side here. Can we get a note of this? No? Alright. I vaguely remember being able to take a note somewhere around here.
I
But
still say that one in the middle is different.
it's a triangle. Okay, well, yeah, there is. Anyway. Ah, the march is back. Anyway, I vaguely remember being able to write something down from the map, but can't remember what. Alright, let's exhaust Lieber's everything.
How long have you been a commissar?
10 years.
All of them here in Munich?
Yes.
And a criminal commissar is like, what, a police detective in America?
Americans don't have so many ranks, I think. A German criminal commissar is, say, more like an English chief inspector.
Ah, P.D. James.
What?
Nothing.
I'm glad everybody went for that CAG because I don't have the energy to do it. Alright, let's try the killer. Hey, Lieber, do you know who the killer is?
What does forensics say about the killer?
That information is not for the press.
But the bite marks, saliva, you've seen the bodies, I haven't.
All I can say is, it is an animal.
Mind if I take a guess? Your boys in the lab say the bite marks are canine and are closer to wolf than to dog. But beyond that, they can't pin it down. Nothing like it on the records. Probably a weird hybrid. Yeah. That's what I thought.
He's so proud. Let's see.
You keep saying an animal. You found evidence of only one animal? One bite pattern, one saliva type?
Yes.
Okay,
Two
good to
wolves
know.
Escaped from the zoo.
As you say, the zoo wolves do not figure into this at all.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. No, I definitely would not say that.
This is the first hint we have that Gabriel might be clever, perhaps? It's the first time he's looked clever.
The killer isn't one of the zoo wolves, is it?
And then he follows up with this.
That is
I
information
made
the
him
press
do
does
it.
not have, Mr. Knight. I expect it to stay that way.
I understand.
As you pointed out so loudly at the crime scene, evidence on the killer does not match what we know of the zoo wolves.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts about that?
Either there is a mistake with the zoo records.
I think the zoo would know if they had a reddish-brown hybrid in the wolf kennel.
I didn't say it was likely. Another possibility is, of course, that another animal is responsible.
Wild?
Possibly. Maybe. A pet.
A pet? As in maybe the reason you haven't been able to track the thing is that it's going into someone's home.
It's possible.
The werewolves are fine. Indeed, we are about to get one of my favorite visual reactions in the game. I deliberately saved this question. Watch Lieber's face when we do this.
Have you given any thought at all about the possibility of
What?
a werewolf? Never mind.
You can just see Lieber thinking, like, I could pile drive him through the desk right now. No one would know. Yes, that is exactly the face. Alright, let's try the Black Wolf. Does he know anything about the Black Wolf?
Have you ever heard of anyone or anything called the Black Wolf?
Also, hello,
The
Fire
hair
Whiskers.
samples we have are all reddish brown.
Yeah, I know. I was just wondering if you'd heard of a black wolf in general.
Hold on.
Hold on, someone just rolled a cymbal downstairs.
Here is this
What?
missing persons case. A runaway teenaged girl. It happened in 1989 in a town called Kirschel, in the Nationalpark Bayerischer Wald, Bavarian National Forest.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I just thought I remembered something. It was a sad case, you know. She was very pretty. Ah, yes. Here it is.
What?
There was a supposed witness, an old lady who lived on the edge of town near the woods. She says she saw the girl go into the woods the night she disappeared, says the wolf got her.
The wolf?
The old lady had been complaining for some time about a huge black wolf in the woods, but no one believed her. She was verrückt, crazy.
No one else ever saw the thing?
Hadn't been any wolves in those woods for 50 years.
So there was probably nothing to it.
That's what I thought at the time. Of course, that was years before this case. Never heard of wolf attacks back then.
Well, that's an interesting line to draw. Let's get back to talking about the victims.
Tell me about the other victims.
What do you want to know?
One thing that this game is really doing is making me very self-aware of how often I fidget before answering a question or speaking in general. This game is really making me aware of that. Look how compressed his suit is. Look how bit crushed these blacks are. I'm sorry, I got distracted.
How many victims have there been?
5, including the one downtown.
Could there be bodies out there that you haven't found yet?
No. The killings have been done in broad daylight. Body parts left like a trail of broadkrummel. Breadcrumbs?
Jack the Ripper Wolf.
If the game had subtitles, I would love to play the FMV game Ripper, which includes Christopher Walken just hamming his ass off. Unfortunately, it does not include subtitles, and there is no subtitle patch. Maybe someday I'll play it anyway, and, just put up like some kind of auditory warning. But that is a much more ridiculous game than this one. FMV games in general ran the gauntlet between fairly respectable, like Gabriel Knight, and Ripper, which was trying to buy its way into being respectable with a Hollywood cast, and that only made it worse, somehow.
What about the locations of the killings? Any pattern there?
You can see for yourself if you like. I have a marked map on the wall. Until last night, the killer always struck 30 to 40 minutes outside the city. The first was killed north of München near Esching. The 2 males were killed in Feldkirchen, that's east. Tony Huber was killed on her parents' farm just west of Lacham.
Much rather watch it than Tender Loving Care. Tender Loving Care is that deranged, P64 game, I think it is. That game is messed up. I'm not sure I would ever actually play that one. Or am I thinking of a different game?
When were the other victims killed?
The first was 32 days ago.
2 days after the zoo wolves escaped. And the others?
The 2 teenage boys were killed 20 days ago. The Huber girl 6 days ago.
They're speeding up.
Maybe.
By the end of the month, there could be as many as 60 wolf killings every second. Awesome.
Have any theories about why the killer struck downtown this time?
No. Do you?
I read somewhere that wolves are clean animals. They don't kill close to their lair unless they're forced to.
Baudelaire! What are you talking about?
Not sure, actually. Random thought.
Random. Yeah, sure, Gabe. I'm sure that thought just came out of the blue.
Tell me about the latest victim.
Male, 52. Grossberg was the name. He was a furrier. Ironic, isn't it?
A furrier. What an amazing coincidence. Do you get a lot of missing persons cases in Germany?
Oh, sure. Mostly teenagers, runaways. It gets worse all the time. Families are not like they used to be, yes?
Yes.
Suppose not. That's all I wanted to know.
Good. We discuss you now, yes?
Oh boy.
Yes?
You want to tell me, or do I have to ask?
I'm investigating the murder of Tony Yuba for her parents.
Why?
I'm an investigator. That's what I do.
You're an American PI?
You could say that.
And how did the Hubers end up hiring you?
Mutual friends?
I see. And this evidence you have?
A paw print and some hair samples from the Yuba farm. I spoke with some folks at the zoo as well.
All right, Mr. Knight. I don't know how the police deal with you in America, but in this country, we don't like civilian interference.
I understand.
If you hear something, you come to me. If you see something, you come to me. And under no circumstances are you to speak with the press. You do. And I'll have your passport.
Well, you wouldn't like it. It was a bad hair day.
I am quite serious.
I swear, not a word.
All right. I can't stop you from investigating. But stay out of our way.
Quiet as a shadow. That's me.
Yeah, quiet as a shotgun. Unlike your big marching band there, man. Anyway, FMV game is a seventh guest game. I know that there are like a couple different teams making FMV games now. There's the folks who did like the Madness of Dr. Decker and Late Nights with Poe and Monroe. There's the team that did like The Bunker or whatever it's called. I wasn't aware that Seventh Guest was back in from the late 1990s. Yeah, now I can write down Roseberg's number. I knew that you had to do that. I remembered that. Normal people remember every detail of every point-and-click adventure game they've played since childhood, right? That's a normal amount of a thing to do. Lodestar, The Legend of Tully Bodine. Oh, why are you bringing this? Why are you bringing that particular memory up, Shikari? Why is that happening to me now? Alright, we've written down that phone number. Let's, Jesus, Gabriel. Nice fidgeting. Let's go.
I'm gonna take off.
Stay out of trouble.
Of course.
Are we going to stay out of trouble? No, of course not with Gabriel Knight. It's not what we do. So, back to the Huber farm. One of your first jobs in the game mode was rocket science. Oh, rocket science made one, I think? One moment, I have to look something up. Yeah, rocket science made Rocket Jockey. And that was one of my favorite games of all time. I still miss being able to play that game. I know there's a fan-made recreation, but it's just not the same. Also, while you're interested to see Obsidian, I bought that off Steam just a couple weeks ago. They put it up in, I think, Scum VM'd version.
I don't have anything to write about at the moment.
Alright, I guess we're not writing Grace yet, but we do have Grossberg's phone number. Let's give it a call. One of your friends worked on Rocket Jockey. That's cool. He did all the networking stuff, which I admittedly never played any of the networking stuff. I was a single player. I still am a single player only person. But man, that game was fantastic anyway. I understand it was better with friends, but it was great alone too. Alright. Gabriel dials out.
Hello?
Hello. My name is Knight. I'm an American associate of Herr Grossberg's.
Yes? I was just calling the people in Herr Grossberg's address book to notify them. Have you heard that Herr Grossberg has...
Yes, I know about his death.
Yes, I'm sorry. Would you mind giving me your name again so I can check you off the list?
Knight.
Ella Hoffman... I'm not finding you.
Could you check under Vaughn? It's Vaughn Knight.
Oh, so... Yes, Von. Von Eigner, von Frank, von Stein. You're not under Von either.
Excuse me, did you say Von Agner?
Yes?
Do you know Von Agner?
I don't know him. I don't know most of Grossberg's business contacts.
Grossberg knew him.
If this is about money, you're out of luck. All the accounts are locked until someone comes in and takes over. Besides, there's nothing in them anyway.
Really? Well, could you just look up an account balance for me?
I can't. The address book is all I have. The police have taken Herr Grossberg's ledgers.
Oh, well, thank you.
Goodbye.
Honestly, I feel like he's getting smarter as we watch. That Von Knight thing was actually pretty clever. I don't know what he was expecting to hear, but it clearly wasn't, you know, that. Let's see. You're not supposed to read off other records from the book when talking to an authenticated caller. You're not. That's bad operational security. But, their loss is our... Well, it's kind of our gain. We gained a little tidbit of information. We don't know what to do with it yet, but we did learn. Alright, let's, hit the streets. I want to head back to Marienplatz. And stop in on Ubergrau. Or, excuse me, Harry.
Gabriel, come in.
Hey, Harry.
Yeah, we're calling him Harry now. Alright. Ooh, we've got quite a bit to interrogate him about. Let's go with missing persons first.
You mentioned the possibility of my using your secretary for research?
Anytime.
Great. I wouldn't ask, but I need a newspaper search done, and my German sucks.
No problem. What exactly are you looking for?
Missing persons. Actually, missing persons cases that occurred in or near forested areas.
How far back do you want to go?
10 years?
Okay, I can spare her later in the day. We should have it ready for you by tomorrow.
Great. Thanks.
All right. It's something.
Have you ever heard of anyone or anything called the Black Wolf?
No, sorry.
That's all right, I'm sure it's nothing. Do you know anything about King Ludwig II?
But naturally. Have you been running into him much on your tour of Munich?
Running into him? Isn't he dead?
Yes, long dead. But he is still everywhere, like your Marilyn Monroe or Elvis. He is the Bavarian enigma.
You know, the Bavarian Enigma would be a great name to wrestle under. I'm just saying.
So what's the big deal about this Ludwig guy?
They call him the fairy tale king. He's very romantic and mysterious, you know. He built castles, and now they are huge tourist attractions.
Castles. Where are they?
Oh, let's see. Herrenchiemsee is about 3 hours southeast. Neuschwanstein is southwest of the border with Switzerland, about 2.5 hours. I can have my secretary draw you a map, if you like, but most German maps have them already marked.
No, thanks. I wasn't thinking of going myself. But it does seem like a harmless enough activity for someone else I know. So this guy's just a dead king, right? And these castles are just out in the countryside, hours from Munich.
Yes.
Perfect.
Gabriel, you are a piece of shit. Just a great big honkin' steamer. Okay, well, that's all we need to know here.
Well, I'm off. See you, Harry.
Goodbye.
A castle that was a rehabilitation facility for giant raptors. Now, I know you don't mean in the Jurassic Park sense, but that is where my brain immediately went. Yeah, owls and eagers. Yeah, Eagers? Owls and eagers. Yeah. I love when I see an eager flying through the sky. They're so happy to be up there. They let them fly around without supervision. I'm not sure how you would supervise a bird. Like a small helicopter, maybe? Alright, now we can write Grace.
I'd better make sure Gracie keeps busy. Elsewhere.
I'm not sure why Gabriel deliberately wants to throw her off and away. I'm not really sure about his motivation for this. Like, he just does not want Grace involved in Schottenjäger business anymore. Possibly it's because she nearly died last time. I don't know. Or so did he. In one ending, he did. Anyway, out we go. I love that snap he does with the coat. It's so
I was hoping for
poppy. I wonder how many times they had to shoot him putting on the coat before they got a really satisfying, crisp snap of fabric there. Alright, out to Marin Blocks again. Again. Down to the end of the street. Through here. Through here. Post office. What, Gabe? Just had to stop and torso twist, did we?
That's taken care of.
Alright, let's check in at the club again, see if, you know, we've done everything we have to. Anybody in here? I do not see anybody. I think... Am I missing anything? I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, right!
Baron Friedrich von Glauer. He lives in the Perlacker district.
I did totally forget to look at this. I bet we have a new map icon. Let's visit Von Glauer. Who's excited to visit Baron Von Sexy Pants? Because we're gonna go visit Baron Von Sexy Pants. He's gonna glower at us. It's gonna be great. Look at it, Hugh Hefner. Oh.
Gabriel Knight ist hier, c'est Suzanne. Lassen Sie bitte ihn herein.
Look at him just Hugh Hefnering around in that, like, fancy jacket.
Gabriel, what a pleasure to see you so soon. Bringen Sie uns bitte ein zweites Glas Wein.
Hope I'm not taking advantage of your kind invitation.
Well, my invitations are meant to be kept. Come, warm yourself. I hope you like wine. I got hooked on the grape when I lived in France.
It's fine, Baron.
Call me Friedrich.
All right.
Good. I like to have things settled. You were going to tell me how you found the club and about your hunting in America.
Oh, there must be more interesting subjects.
No doubt. You are a man who runs deep, I suspect.
On my off days.
I find nothing more stimulating than a new companion. A fresh mind with treasures to reap. New thoughts like rare birds uncovered and examined, one by one. It is only when people know each other well that they run out of things to say.
May we never be so cursed.
No, there is no... I've mentioned this elsewhere. I very nearly wrote Gabriel von Glauer fanfiction. I mean, like, there's a big slash mark between them. Between those two names, is what I'm talking about. Even though I feel like von Glauer turning the full force of his beam on Gabriel is like using a fucking death ray to annihilate an ant. But, you know... let's look around Von Glauer's place a little. He's got a mask.
That's a great mask. Mind if I take a look?
Be my guest.
But no, I ship these two strongly.
Interesting. Is it African?
No, Indian. I picked it up in Brazil.
Brazil, you say? Mid-1990s Germany, they have a fantastic music. Why is Gabriel not at a rave? Can you picture this boy at a rave? I don't think Gabriel has listened to anything that didn't have, like, a fuzz guitar in it his entire life. Alright, let's chat it up with Von Glauer. Tell me about yourself.
Are you from Munich originally?
No, I was raised abroad. But both of my parents had deep Bavarian roots.
Really? Where abroad?
All over. France, England, South America, North America. I love to travel.
A fuzz guitar theme? I don't know what a fuzz guitar themed rave would sound like. Fuzzy, I guess.
So tell me about your family.
The Von Glovers? We are not nearly as old a line as the Ritters, I'm afraid.
Do you have a wife? Children?
Good God, no.
You sound like someone else I know.
I've been picking up on certain similarities between us. Do you have relatives? How fares the Ritter family tree?
I'm the last.
I too. I suppose all trees eventually stop bearing fruit.
Just a couple of confirmed bachelors drinking wine in a creepy room. About 3 feet apart, because they're totally gay.
How'd you end up here?
My circumstances were probably not much different than your own. I wanted to return to the land of my ancestors, and so I did. Which reminds me, you were going to tell me how the Ritter family ended up in America.
My grandfather. He left the family and went to New Orleans.
But you chose to return to the family. Why?
If you want to know the truth, I didn't have a hell of a lot of choice.
Yes. I understand.
Interesting!
Tell me about the club.
I'd prefer it if you formed your own opinions. To be perfectly frank, I could use a fresh perspective. That's one reason why I invited you to join us.
Just the one? Okay.
How about telling me about the other club members?
Ah, my select few. You find them valuable friends once you get to know them.
Did most of them come to the club through you?
For the most part. Though occasionally, fate throws one into my lap.
Okay, let's keep going. Yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
All of the men at the club are from wealthy German families, I gather.
Yes, but it's not quite that simple. I am a believer in self-determination. Each man at the club must also be personally accomplished and gifted.
Really?
Absolutely. For example, von Eigner owns one of Germany's biggest meat butchering plants, and he runs an elite private brewery. It's true he inherited the business, but he's expanded it a great deal.
A butchery. Huh. And the others?
Price is recognized as one of the best trial lawyers in Germany. He seems pleasant enough in person, but you would be surprised how vicious he can be in a courtroom.
And Henneman?
Is with the government. He has a prominent position and is an acknowledged contender for higher office.
Really? How high?
There have been newspaper reports that predicted the highest.
That would be convenient for his friends, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Such men are an asset to everyone who knows them.
And Baron von Zell.
Von Zell's family owned the majority of stock of one of Munich's oldest banks.
In his own personal accomplishments?
Gar is a quite promising young man. He was always top of his class, the best at anything he did.
I keep picking up a past tense here.
You haven't seen him at his best. He's going through a rough spot lately, I'm afraid.
Gabriel, you're like 2.5 cups deep. You want to hold off on the wine a little? No? Okay.
There's something about the club I don't quite understand.
Yes?
I get the feeling you're not your average, ordinary hunting club.
Oof.
No?
Well, that room in the basement, for instance.
I gather you've been exploring.
Well, the door was open.
It doesn't matter. You are right. Yes. The Königlich Bayerische Hofjagdloge is more than just a hunting club. We share certain philosophical beliefs as well.
Yeah, I kind of suspect that Jane Jensen wasn't really sure about what sort of political position would be the highest. So she just kind of left that in and hand waved. I personally am not going to bother fact checking it.
I'm curious about these philosophical beliefs of yours. Can I talk you into enlighten me?
Are you really interested?
Yes.
I'm glad. You seem to be the sort of man who would appreciate our way of thinking.
Red flag
Men
on
in
the
the club
play.
and I, it is our desire to reconnect with our true physical nature.
Go on.
Think of it this way. What makes man different from any other species on this planet? Civilization, of course. Oh, it's not a bad thing, human society. But it has come at a terrible price. Through civilization, man has lost his physical self, his sensory power, his instinct, if you will. He became fat and lazy, a dulled, rusted blade.
And those are my good days.
Picture a beast in the woods. It is alert. It smells.
Well, don't
sees.
blame it for that.
It feels everything around it.
Oh.
It can tell where some other animal has passed days before, where food is to be found. It can sense danger. You put civilized man in the woods, and he's comparably deaf, dumb, and blind.
I hear you, but isn't some of that related to physical makeup? Our senses of smell and hearing aren't as sharp as those of wolves, for example.
That's just it. Surely man once had those abilities. As generations of city dwellers failed to use their most acute senses, genetically they started to fall away, the way limbs wither when not exercised. I believe we can hold this degeneration. And not only hold it, but recover that which was lost.
It's an interesting concept. Do you have any proof that such powers are recoverable?
Proof? I felt things myself. Keener hearing, sharper smells, but documentable proof? That is harder. To what extent we can recover these primal abilities, and what some of those abilities might prove to be. That is what we still struggle to find out.
You're very convincing, Friedrich. There's no doubt that the potential is fascinating.
So that was essentially like loading a basket full of red flags into a catapult and shooting them off into space. And Frederick, are you a furry by any chance? I mean, no, you can't really call it out on the sensory calls, but anytime somebody leads with, like, we all share a special philosophy, and I think you might share it as well, you gotta be ready to get your ass out the door in, like, under 10 seconds.
How does one go about trying to get back in touch with one's physical self? Does it have something to do with hunting?
You are right. That's part of it, yes. Man is, or was, a predator. But unfortunately, he was too smart for his own good. He figured out how to raise his prey in pens. Hunting helps us get back in touch with our predator soul.
Do you? Get back in touch with your predator soul?
Some of us have been more successful at tapping into that than others.
You know, the predator soul. The soul of a predator, where you hunt and grr, rar, man. I guess.
So how has this philosophy affected the men in the club?
The men at the club are all excellent specimens who have used the philosophy to increase their success and power.
So your woods becomes corporate headquarters, your prey the competition.
Some of the technique can be applied, yes. When the senses are primed, one can pick up all sort of feedback that is normally lost in the haze.
Speaking hypothetically, do you think it would be possible to take this philosophy too far?
Funny that should occur to you so quickly. It hadn't occurred to me for the longest time. I hope not.
Well, we've only got one conversational topic left to hit up.
Have you ever heard of the Black Wolf?
I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
Gunther! Würden Sie das bitte reinigen?
You barely got me.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
Danke. I feel so clumsy. Danke, Gunther. What was it you asked again?
I asked if you'd ever heard of the Black Wolf.
Of course, you did. I suppose you just startled me. These killings in the papers, they've really got me derailed.
Any particular reason?
People getting slaughtered. Children, in broad daylight. Nature can seem cruel, but it is orderly. It does not waste or torture, not like this. And with the club espousing what we do, our philosophy does not support this kind of thing.
My, that's
I'm
defensive.
sure that's true.
I apologize. It just... I'm concerned that we are not put in the best of light under these circumstances. To promote hunting when these atrocities in the papers. You must understand The nature I promote is not a murderer. When a healthy beast kills, it takes only what it needs to survive, and it does so respectfully. It is only the man who is capable of such a pointless slaughter. I'll be glad when this has passed. I'm sure the other men feel the same way.
No, I'm pretty sure nature kills whatever the fuck it can. And eats it. Well, still, good talk. Good talk. Lovely chat. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here immediately.
Well, I hate to say it, but I should go.
It's been a rare pleasure.
Yeah. I've been kind of isolated over here myself.
I'll see you at the club tonight, won't I?
Oh, right.
And perhaps you'd like to come over for a drink after that? It'll give us a chance to talk some more about the others.
I'd like that. Thanks.
So, more like Von Smolder, huh? That was an interesting speech he went off on. I feel like this is the Dr. John moment of Gabriel Knight 2, where someone makes what sounds like a reasonable point, which will be hilariously contrasted later. So let's hit up Marinplots and head back to the club, because we're supposed to meet him there. Anybody home? Oh yeah, we got people.
Good night.
Oh good.
And you, Herr Price?
It's Price. The other really intense smoldering gut. Wow, we got a lot of those in this game, actually.
You look a little wet.
Oh, I was visiting a friend nearby, and I thought that I should take a shower before the others arrived. I was a bit automatic.
Okay. Yeah, let's hang out and chat with Price. Mr. Aromatic.
How thoughtful. Herr Price?
Yes.
Yeah, I had picked up on the tension with Von Glauer. This is the first time I'm really noticing the tension with, Price. I feel like if I had written that fanfic, I would need a couple more chapters about now. Oh my god. Alright. Okay.
Baron von Glau mentioned that you're a lawyer.
Yes. And fortunately for me these days, I have enough money to where I only have to take those cases which interest me. I enjoy my leisure time.
And what do you do with your leisure time?
I entertain.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay.
Probably a dumb question, but
Oh yeah,
what
let's
sort of
push this
entertaining
point.
do you do?
Do you like women, Herr Knight?
I've been known to.
I adore them. You might call it an obsession.
Okay.
The stalk, the dance, the bait, the hook.
And what do you do once you've hooked him?
Oh, you know. You're quite the pleasurist yourself. Or have I misled you?
You're probably just getting a whiff of the past, Herr Price.
Yeah, this was 1995. No, it can't be right. 1995 with Gabriel Knight 1. What was Gabriel Knight 2? No, this was 1995. So I imagine they were carefully writing around subtext. Queer coding their villains a bit, yes. The thing is that when you're queer coding the villains just makes them more interesting.
What do you think of the club philosophy?
It works, doesn't it?
Does it?
We're all animals, but I deny it.
So you don't believe in suppressing anything?
Why would I want to suppress my urges? If your body wants something, it must be natural.
Well, what if you get the natural urge to rip someone's throat out?
Well, fortunately, my instincts run to pleasure. Of the equally sticky but less fatal kind.
But what about those whose instincts are fatal? Shouldn't they suppress?
I believe that nature handles that scenario when it occurs here, Knight.
And how does it do that exactly?
In the wild, when a member of society does not conform, he is hunted down and executed. End of mutant instinct. And its genetic bloodline.
So I'm gonna make a ruling right now that we can probably rule Price out of being the killer. If it were like a serial seduction, we might have a case, but this is not a Leisure Suit Larry game. Narrowly. At times.
Tell me about the other club members.
Oh, they're all right. Don't worry about Von Zell. He's a bastard to everyone these days.
PMS?
I don't know what his problem is. Oh, he's always been an arrogant bastard, competitive on the hunts, ambitious. But still, aren't we all? He was decent enough at one time. In fact, he was Von Gloria's favorite. And he was an asset as a friend. But things change.
Things change. Indeed.
And what about the other club members?
Like who?
Henneman, for example. I've heard he's in line for a position extremely high up in the government.
Henneman, he is a drunk. His days as a political superstar are over. My friends at the courthouse tell me that he has been marked for early retirement.
What, like a Blade Runner thing?
Politician to worry about, huh?
And Von Zell?
When did Von Zell begin to change?
Oh, he's been getting worse for a long time. I remember a hunting trip about a year ago. That was the last time I remember that we were all together and having a good time. He must have started getting difficult after that.
That's fair.
Seems like you've pretty much written Von Zell off yourself. Any particular reason?
Look, it's one thing when he insults the rest of us. But when he insults the Baron...
Oh.
I heard him arguing once. When Glover told Von Zell he did acted stupidly about something else here,
Oh,
Von Zell was furious.
What'd he say?
He told the Baron that he was weak. Bastard. I don't know why the Baron didn't get away with it. I mean, I would have said something at the time, but, well, it was a private conversation.
yeah, that's a lot of compression on that.
When was this?
I don't know, 5, 6 weeks ago?
It's very that the recording on that one conversation is completely different than the recording on like any of the other conversations. Seems like they had like 3 microphones and one of them was shit in this game.
How was Von Zell an asset as a friend?
He is a banker.
Are you saying he loaned you money?
He's always willing to help out his good friends.
Why would anyone in this club need money? I thought y'all were models of success.
Yes, well, fortunately, I took less advantage of Von Zell's hospitality than some.
Well, the artifacts were definitely in the original game. I remember that the original game had like heavily interlaced video, for example, or it had a choice of like large video that was not interlaced, and no, small video that was not interlaced, and large video that was interlaced. And this version uses like the non-interlaced video refined a bit. The audio was always up and down. It was 1995. Recording standards and CD-ROM compression were different back then. I think this game came on several CDs. Can I see how many CD-ROMs this game came on? I'm curious now. I have to check. This came. I think it came on 5 CDs. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 5 CDs. I don't remember offhand.
Have you ever heard of the Black Wolf?
Yes.
Really, where?
Oh, I don't know. Just sounds familiar.
Will you tell me if you remember?
Of course.
Well, that was oddly helpful.
The reinforcements have arrived. Now you'll have someone new to probe, Herr Knight.
My brilliant man, good cheer to you both. Where's the beer?
Guten Abend, meine Herren. Ja, good evening.
Guten Abend.
Wieder eine Stein essen wir, ja.
Abend.
Abend. Baron von Zell.
Meine kleine Familie. How are you all this evening? Hello. Gabriel, I'm glad you could join us.
I need to speak with the Baron. Enjoy your evening, Herr Knight.
Thanks. I will.
Baron, may I speak to you for a minute?
What is it, Bryce?
Gabriel's portal fursuit. Yeah, that thing that he had back in GK1. Alright, let's pump these guys for information.
Nachmittagstermin abgesagt. Wir treffen uns hier 4 Uhr?
Ja, so viel ich weiß. Ja, so, good evening, Herr Knight.
Henneman, Von Agner?
You care to join us?
Sure. Thanks. So, what were y'all talking about when I came up?
Tomorrow's little excursion. Will you be joining us?
Our monthly hunting trip.
A hunting trip? Really? Where?
Our lodge is at Eppenberg. It's in the Bavarian National Forest. We leave tomorrow afternoon.
Well, gosh, that sounds great, but I need to have my gun cleaned and...
Oh, there are plenty of guns at the lodge.
Yeah, Von Eigner, perhaps the Baron did not mean for Herr Knight to join us quite so soon.
Oh, hell, why not? Baron?
Von Eigner?
Our hunting trip tomorrow. Will our new American friend be going with us?
Tonight? Well, I don't see why he could...
Of course not. He's not a club member. He's probably not even registered with the license office.
Nonsense, Gar. The sooner we get to see his technique, the better. We'll just slip him in, and he can register properly when we get back.
But that's not legal.
Since when do you care about legalities? It's only a hunting license?
I agree. I would enjoy Gabriel's presence very much.
Well, enough said. The Baron should certainly get whatever he wants, shouldn't he? Perhaps it will be an interesting exercise at that.
And he comes off like the villain in a 1980s movie about a ski resort or something. You know? Hey, what are you guys talking about anyway?
Yes, Herr Knight?
What are you two kids talking about?
We could share it with you, Mr. Knight. But then we'd have to kill you.
Baron von Zell?
I'm just kidding, Doctor. I'm afraid our discussion is private, Mr. Knight. Run along now. We'll play with you later.
Can't wait.
Oh boy! So they're trying to have a private conversation. Let's butt in one more time.
Yes, Herr Knight?
Grab a magazine.
Just wanted to grab a magazine.
Then grab one.
Thanks.
Ich bin sicher, es ist kein Reiter.
I notice we're not getting subtitles on that. It sounds profane, whatever it is. So we have a magazine now,
I can't read it. It's in German.
which we can't read, and which looks like a scan at the worst quality in the world. You know what we can do with a magazine, though? We can stick stuff in it.
That's a thought.
Yeah, there we go. That's totally inconspicuous.
I hid the tape recorder inside the magazine.
You can tell he thinks this is the smartest thing anyone's ever done. Get that back.
Just wanted to put this magazine back. It wasn't very good. I wouldn't recommend it.
I think Von Zell is going to actually strangle me. Alright. Let's finish chatting up the bar, folks.
Hey, guys.
Herr Knight.
He nailed it. He nailed it. Perfectly nailed it.
I've spoken to several of the club members today, but I haven't had a chance to speak with you yet, Herr von Agner.
How tragic. No one in this club talks better than I do.
Oh, true. Very true.
Perhaps tomorrow?
I'd be delighted.
Alright. Chat with Von Agner tomorrow. How about Hanneman?
I haven't had a chance to get to know you yet, Herr Hanneman.
Well, I'm already beyond serious conversation tonight, I'm afraid.
Tomorrow's fine.
And, let's get serious on their asses.
Have you guys heard about the mutilation killing last night? Happened right around the corner.
awful, simply awful.
I'd meant to get a newspaper, but the time got away from me. Do you have any details?
A few. The victim was a man named Grossberg. He ran a furrier business in town.
Horrible. You know, this zoo wolf business is inexcusable. The mayor has been spoken to, and quite seriously. Even the prime minister is concerned.
Did you know Grossberg, Herr von Eck?
Prime Minister.
Grossberg? Why, no. Why do you ask?
I just thought you're both in the animal processing business.
Munich is a big city, Herr Knight.
So it is. Well, I was just curious. Well, I think I'll go mingle.
Good idea.
Yes, net. Yeah.
And this is the finale scene, I believe, of the chapter.
Herr Baron.
Well, as everybody leaves, goodbye, folks. Oh, we're getting synthy.
For not getting to you sooner. Have you been enjoying yourself?
Oh, it's been loads of fun.
Good. I'm glad you're going with us tomorrow. We don't get started until the afternoon, so won't have to worry about staying up late tonight.
I have to warn you, my hunting's kind of rusty.
I'm sure you'll do just fine.
Was? I demand to know what you're doing at this club.
Me?
Baron Gonzalo. Really?
Are you aware that this guest of yours has been asking intimate questions? Poking around in our personal affairs? He must be a reporter. Or the police.
What do we have to fear from a reporter or the police? Although I can promise you, her knight is neither.
You don't care that he's prying into our private business? What possible motive could he have?
Gar! Please. He's my guest. You're the one who's turning that into an inquisition.
Then it is on your head.
Oh.
I apologize for that.
You keep defending me. I'm not exactly helping the harmony around here.
Believe me, the harmony was shattered a long time before you came. Gonzalo gets territorial. I'm tired of it, frankly.
Well, I should go anyway. I wanted to clean up before tonight.
All right.
Good night, everyone.
Oh, yeah, Von Glauer.
Good night.
Completely okay with this. And thank you for the subscription. Thank you dearly. Is it possible to offend the Baron in a way that gets you a bad ending? We will definitely see all the ways Gabriel can die in this game, I promise. Oh my god! The Predator! Ugh, don't know what that is, but it's stuffed with ketchup. Sometimes it's better that some things remain unrealistic. According to the soundtrack, we've got a rancor in those bushes. And welcome to Chapter 4, where once again we pick up with Grace Nakamura. This scene was in all the trailers. Woos everywhere! And we immediately and incongruously cut straight to the soothing piano music. Alright, welcome back to Grace. We know because we were just playing as Gabriel that there's a package waiting for Grace outside. So... No, that was many woo. That was a lot of woo.
I wonder what Gerda's up to.
Gerda isn't here. That's interesting. The piano guy shifts gears for a minute. Has Grace murdered anyone yet? No, but she has started a war with Gerda. She thinks Gerda and Gabriel are banging. So she's been really, really pissy. It is not my favorite part of Grace on this in this game. Anyway, let's get the mail.
Guten Tag. Grüß Gott, Frau Nakimura. Ich habe etwas für Sie.
Oh, it's from Gabriel.
Ja, das ist vom Schattenjäger. Ja.
No, I think you... Gabriel is a working partner and... Never mind. Danke.
Bitte, brauchen Sie noch etwas?
I don't know what Brochin sees, which means. Sorry, bye.
Danke. Bitte.
Okay, let's check out the letter. Grace Nakamura, Schloss Ritter, Rittersburg.
Gracie, you decided to come over. That's great. Good tag and all that. I'm sure you and Gertie are hitting it off.
Oh boy, are
Thanks
we!
for finding the werewolf book. I'm not sure what it all means, but it might be useful. About Ludwig II, you know, I think you might have something there. Ubergrau says there are 2 places you should check out. Ludwig had a castle called New Swan something, and there's a museum about him here in chemistry. Something like that. I really think you should spend some time looking into it.
New Swan and here in chemistry. Okay, great.
Don't worry. Things are going very smoothly this time around. I've tracked a suspect to a hunt club run by a man named Von Glauer. He seems okay, but I'm sure there's something going on with at least one of the others. Don't worry, though. I met a police detective named Lieber, so I have backup. I'll be finished soon. Sit tight and enjoy your visit till I get there. Gabriel.
What does he think? I'm on vacation here? And no address.
Thank you very much, Mr. Knight.
Alright. So, one thing we can do is, look around for Gerda. But, remember the Smiths are in town? I want to meet the Smiths. I want to hang out with the Smiths. Let's get them down here. Oh, here they are! It's the Smiths.
Hello there, dear.
Hi, I'm Grace Nakamura from the castle. Am I interrupting?
Heavens, no.
Have a seat, Miss Nakamura.
Well, I might. For a moment.
Isn't this nice? We just finished our breakfast. Do you want something?
No, thanks.
Good for you. I can never turn down food myself. Now you just tell us all about it, Sugar Pie.
Okay. Woodlings and company and anybody who wasn't here last stream, these are the Smiths. They fight evil and darkness and stuff. They're, you know, highly accomplished psychics. I love the Smiths, I really do. They're also, you know, thicker than molasses, but what can you do? Alright, tell me about yourself, Smiths.
You mentioned the other night that you were a demonologist. What is that exactly?
Well, it's not as bad as it sounds, honey. What Emma and I really do is to help protect people.
Protect them from what?
Well, do you believe in the devil, Miss Nakamura?
I believe in good and evil, if that helps.
Oh, but Satan and his demons are real, and they will attack the living. And most folks don't know what to do once they've been attacked. We try to help protect people.
How can you protect people from demons?
Best protection is faith in God, of course. But sometimes faith isn't enough. Sometimes we have to delve into the supernatural in order to protect others. Your Schottenjoggers are just the same.
We are? I mean, he is?
Of course! The warriors of light are rare these days, but they do exist all around the globe.
That's interesting. I just read about a group called Manos del Sol in Brazil. So the Ritters aren't the only Schottenjägers.
Well, they're probably the only ones to use that title, but others have been chosen for the battle.
It would be nice if we ever got any kind of spin-off about any of the other groups that fight supernatural evil, but, you know, we couldn't even get all the Gabriel Knight games that they wanted to do, so, you know.
Do you know anything about King Ludwig II?
Sure, we saw his castles, didn't we, Mother?
We sure did. Why do you ask?
Well, I found a letter in the Schottenjäger library warning Ludwig about the Black Wolf.
Who wrote the letter?
One of Gabriel's ancestors, a Schottenjäger.
Seems like whoever was using me as a megaphone helped you find that letter. Perhaps you should follow the path something's pointing at. Look into Ludwig.
I intend to.
And the Black Wolf?
The other night you said something about the Black
Oh,
Wolf.
we're back.
What did you mean? Where did you hear that name?
I wasn't the one talking.
We're back to the crispy microphone.
I don't understand.
Well, that's quite all right. The point is, it would be a very good idea to answer those questions, and we must work together to do so. Of course I'll help you, Pumpkin. I'd like to know myself, wouldn't I? It isn't every day one's taken over by a disembodied spirit, and I don't much care for it, thank you.
You're not talking about a seance, are you?
Oh, heavens, no.
Thank God.
Emma's right. I'm much better at tarot cards. I can read for you or for someone else if you prefer.
How the mother and son are both... I think they're a married couple. He just calls her mother for some reason. Like I can fucking judge. Okay. Yeah, let's talk about the Black Wolf and then do a tarot reading.
Are you sure you don't know anything about the Black Wolf?
I never did, dear. I told you. Really, you mustn't confuse the vessel with the voice. All I remember was seeing a very bright flash like lightning. Next thing I knew, Emma had me outside. Whatever it was very powerful. Very powerful.
One reason I like the Smiths is that you would expect these two to be treated like, you know, the ha-ha funny joke characters, and you don't have to take anything they say seriously. But no, they're vital. They know what they're talking about. I like that. I respect that.
Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to do my tarot reading.
Don't you worry now. I know what I'm doing. Push your vital energies into the cards.
Grace just kind of flipped.
Is your soul card. That which applies to all of your lifetimes. It's the Empress. Oh, that's a good one.
What's it mean?
It means that your soul's journey is one of leadership. There's great strength here and intelligence. This card represents what you're like in this lifetime. It's the Chariot. Self-discipline, control. You need to feel you have a plan, that you're testing your abilities. The Chariot's very masculine. In combination with the Empress, it tells me that you're currently exploring your male side. You will seek out great achievement, but it does have its price.
Doesn't sound anything like me.
Yes, dear. The third card represents the other. You've pulled the Magician.
Any non-major
Who is it,
arcana
dear?
in this deck?
Excuse me?
Your other, the Magician. Oh, this is a very powerful card. Major arcana.
My other?
Everyone has an other. Let's see. I bet it's the Schottenjäger. What's his name?
The Schottenjäger? Gabriel Knight.
A name of power. He is powerful, this one. The Magician is dexterous and cunning, mischievous and manipulative.
That's Gabriel, all right.
And very strong with magical and occult powers. Now, this is interesting because your card, the Chariot, is all logic and reasoning, while his, the Magician, is spiritual and intuitive. You two are quite a pair. The fourth card shows what you're trying to achieve at this moment, your immediate destiny. It's the Strength or Lust card.
Lust?
Not that kind of lust, dear. It's a trial card. Finding the strength to continue some difficult journey. It also represents the integration of conflicting energies. That must be your Chariot and his Magician energies. Strength also means bonding those energies, loving without judgment, learning to love the beast.
Uh-huh.
Grace clearly not buying into any of this.
What is this trial, dear? Do you know?
Well, Gabriel and I are involved with a case right now.
It will be a hard time. You must let your love give you power. Use the positive energy of your union or you may not succeed.
I think you have the wrong idea. Gabriel and I just work together.
Yes, dear. But if I might just suggest, when you're facing negative forces, the positive energy of love is a very vital weapon. You make yourself vulnerable when you resist your own tools.
Well, that's been helpful.
I hope so, dear.
You know, as long as we're doing tarot readings, why not throw one out for Gabe? Well, I'm curious.
Maybe we should do a reading for Gabriel.
Oh, let's! It's a little like spying on someone unawares, but what the heck?
Yeah, what the heck? Magical surveillance. Deck must have caps lock
Reach
stuff
out to
up
the
in it.
cards and to think about his essence. His soul
Yeah.
card is the Magician. Yes, dear. It reflects your other exactly.
Well, maybe, but I'd rather hold out for David Copperfield.
And his lifetime card? Oh, goodness. The Lovers.
You mean the sole purpose of his life is in his pants? Doesn't surprise me.
It's not what you think, dear. It's a duality card. As a lifetime card, it refers to Gabriel's own duality. Good versus evil, physical pleasure versus spiritual growth, that kind of thing. His challenge is to integrate the conflicting parts of himself. Until he does, he'll never find peace. And you will find peace when you acknowledge all of him. Find a way to love the worst as you already love the best.
You're really reaching.
Mother.
His other is the High Priestess.
Let me guess. That's me, right?
No, dear, it's not. The High Priestess represents psychic mysteries, deep wisdom. This is a very different energy from your earthy one. This must be our connection. To the voice, dear! Someone is trying to communicate with Gabriel. This force is represented by the High Priestess.
That's not much help. What about the Black Wolf?
But it is a help, dear. The High Priestess is a spiritual guide card if ever there was one. The message must have been a warning.
If this force is connected to Gabriel, and if he's so very psychic, then why doesn't it just go to him? Why say it to me?
Maybe Gabriel's blocked. Maybe he's purposefully blocking. There is that duality business. Let's go on and see if it becomes clear. The fourth card, remember, represents the current situation. It's death.
Oh. Nothing to worry about then.
Now, you just leave interpretation up to me, Sugar Pie. It's a transformation card, dying to one thing and being born to another. It is painful, but it isn't necessarily bad. Two of Wands.
How the fuck did that get in there?
What?
A 2 is not good here. Wands is Mars in Aries. That's a war card. In conjunction with the Death card, there are 2 possible transformations.
2 transformations?
Yes, dear. Gabriel is waging a spiritual battle. The transformation might be good or evil. That must be the purpose of the High Priestess. She's trying to guide him.
So you think he really might be in danger?
Oh, yes, dear. Gabriel's very essence is at stake. If he takes the wrong path with his powers, Emma and I will stay in town. You must let me know if anything else happens that we can read for clues. Let the Force use you.
I'd better go.
Anytime you need us, stop by.
And be careful now.
Thanks.
And the music gets casual again immediately. So yeah, that was nice and casual. At least it was better than the last time a fortune teller approached Gabriel. Although I guess, we're talking with Grace here. Hey, Huber. You want to give me some more of your great deliveries?
Herr Huber?
Yes?
I was wondering if you've changed your mind about telling me where Gabriel is. It's really important.
No. Sorry.
Okay. Well.
Thanks.
Bitte?
Yeah, bitte. But yeah, she pulls out, Death, and the Lovers, and the High Priestess, and the Magician, and then the 2 of Wands. Okay. I guess we're just gonna lowball that last one. Although, it's still important. But, it looks like we might not actually get to the museum tour today. Believe it or not. So let's check out the, let's go find Gerda.
Gerda's here. I wonder what she's up to.
She's leaving a big silver heart on Wolfgang's grave. Is it possible she's not?
Gerda was in love with Wolfgang.
Wow! Grace just put two and two together.
Boy, do I feel stupid or what. I really should apologize, but I don't want to interrupt her. Maybe there's something else I can do.
Yeah, alright, let's make up with Gerda, because, Grace has just realized she's been an enormous dick. And I respect that she's had that realization.
Schloss Ritter, birthplace of Gabriel's genetic code.
Let's get in there, and, happily, I know what to do because I have memorized this game. Get in the secret passage. Secret tunnel, secret tunnel, secret tunnel. Alright, this is a long-ass walk, and it's not important, so I'm just gonna skip it. Let's grab some flowers. Yeah, just yank those right off the bush barehanded. You'll never actually touch a rose bush. They'll rip you up. Since a nasty accident when I was a kid, I've never wanted to approach a rose bush. Like, ever. I fell into one and it hurt. I'm so glad we have a private pianist following us around, though. Alright. Back down, back out. I'm gonna go ahead and skip the FMV because we've seen Grace put on her coat a few times now. I think we're good. Life hasn't been the same since you were kissed by a rose on the grave. One of my favorite things in the entire world is that the Genius page for that song has an official annotation by Seal that says something like, "In 30 years I haven't explained any of these lyrics and I'm not going to start now." Speaking of respect, let's pay some.
That's better, don't you think? I'm so sorry. I was an idiot.
Gabriel and I, we never...
I know. It's my fault. It's Gabriel's fault. He never tells me anything. I don't know why he didn't want me on this case.
Maybe he just...
Don't even try to make excuses for him. Still, He's up to his neck in it, I think. Will you help me out with something?
Of course.
I have to do some research on Ludwig. I want to go see some of his castles.
Take Gabriel's car. There's a map of southern Bavaria in the car. Ludwig's castles are all marked. Thanks.
I mean, it's sort of odd, but it's also sort of, you know, oh, this is Gabriel's fault. Well, maybe don't make excuses for him. Like, Grace is about ready to attack. Grace is barely holding herself back from homicide at all times, it feels like. I love this woman. Alright, so who's ready to go see some castles? Unfortunately, we'll only have about 10 minutes of castle touring, but I want to show you guys what we're going to work with. Because next stream is likely to be entirely the castles. Well, the castle and the museum. Alright, Gabriel's car. Sadly, we cannot hold down the space bar and have her drive it off the road. So, we got, Neuschwanstein, and we got Henrichensee, or whatever the fuck Gabriel typed in that letter. And of course there's Rittersberg. Let's start off at Henrichensee. Heinrichheinse. More likely. One thing worth noting is that Grace is actually using her notebook. Like, she keeps fucking annotated tabs and everything. It's great. Gabriel doesn't really do that, I don't think. Alright, so, like, here we've got, the museum entry room. Now, if we leave, you see that at Neuschwanstein, we've got this absolutely gorgeous view of the castle. And then we have a button marked Tour Tape.
Our tour begins in the entry hall. Ludwig II lived from 1845 to 1886. He assumed the Bavarian throne at the age of 18 when his father died. Ludwig's passion was building castles. He built 3 during his lifetime: Linderhof, Herrenchiemsee, and Neuschwanstein. Plans for a 4th castle, Falkenstein, were underway when he died. In addition to his obsession with building, Ludwig also had a passion for classical heroic German mythology, a taste he shared with the German opera composer Richard Wagner. Neuschwanstein is decorated throughout with themes from these stories, most of which directly relate to Wagner's operas.
Okay, so we have that tour tape, which we can go through. In every scene in this castle has narrated tour stuff, and we have to listen to it all if we want, like, max score. So we're gonna go ahead and do, Henrichensee first. God, I already forgot how to fucking pronounce it. I just wanted to show you the tour tape thing.
I can't see the displays until I've gotten past the counter.
Yeah, you can. They're right there. Alright, let's get past the counter.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
I love this woman's delivery is wonderful as well. Is this the Ludwig Museum? I will ask her.
Ist das die Ludwig Museum?
Ja, ja. Ludwig Der Zweite von Bayern.
Okay, I'd like to buy a ticket.
Ich hätte gern eine Eintrittskarte fürs Museum.
Ja, 8 Mark für eine Ganztagskarte.
Yeah, what are you keeping in those pockets, Grace? Cow drops?
So.
Danke.
Bitte.
Bitte! In tones of fuck off. Alright, let's browse the exhibits. What do we got? We got this, whatever this is.
July 3rd, 1863. Elizabeth, you can have no idea, dear cousin, how happy you made me. The hours recently passed with you in the railway carriage I consider among the happiest in my life. Never will their memory fade. You gave me permission to visit you at Ischl. If the time comes for this ardent hope to be fulfilled, I shall be of all men upon earth the most blessed. The feelings of sincere love and reverence and faithful attachment to you, which I cherished in my heart even as a boy, makes me imagine heaven upon earth and will be extinguished by death alone. I beg you with all my heart to forgive the contents of this letter, but I could not help myself. Ludwig.
So Ludwig was an extreme romantic.
July
no, I don't need to hear it again. One thing I am going to do is nudge the music down just for this section. Let's see.
Elizabeth frequently gave Ludwig advice on royal conduct, hoping to protect him from unfavorable public opinion. March 1st, 1865. My dearest Eagle, you have not written me in a few months. I have missed you. I often try to imagine what you are doing. I hear tales that you have been on retreat and have not been seen in Munich for some time. I suspect it is this new friend you wrote up so mysteriously that takes you away from home. I hope you are enjoying yourself, my beloved, but I beg you to caution. The people need to see you at the throne. I also hesitate to suggest that what your officials do in your absence may not always be in your own best interest. You have always been a true king, but you must let the people see you to ensure that they don't forget that. E. Your dove.
The eagle and the dove. What an adorable couple these cousins make. I don't ship... Well, maybe I do. Maybe I do a little... Never mind.
Ludwig's friends were concerned for his mental state long before his arrest. June 14th, 1878. My beloved Eagle, in your last letter you spoke so movingly of your torment that I was moved to tears. What is this torment? Why won't you confess to me what is truly troubling you? You must know that I would never despise you, no matter how horrible you believe your sins to be. Please do not write such barbs to my heart by even suggesting such things. If you do not wish to confess to me, at least tell me how I can aid you. I am always your true one, your dove.
Wow, it sounds like Ludwig was really deteriorating. Wonder what could have done that.
In this letter, dated November 1886, Elizabeth of Austria thanks Bishop Frank for his assistance in helping her fulfill Ludwig's last wishes. She writes that she knows it was an unusual request, but she believes Ludwig had reasons of his own for wishing it to be done. She hopes that his spirit finds peace at last. No further reference to this letter has ever been found. One can only speculate what the last wishes of a cornered and embattled Ludwig might have been.
Now,
what were his last wishes? This place is giving me more questions than answers.
Now, unlike with the voodoo in Gabriel Knight, this proved a lot harder to research because there's a lot of material about King Ludwig II out there. I have no idea if these are real letters. They sound like real letters.
They certainly make an incredible looking couple.
Grace ships it.
They certainly make an incredible-looking couple.
Or maybe she ships Elizabeth and the horse. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Over here we have more of Elizabeth.
She's beautiful. One of Ludwig's few close friends was Empress Elizabeth of Austria. She was a distant cousin of the boy Prince, and he saw her often growing up. Graceful and beautiful, Elizabeth seemed to represent the feminine ideal to the younger Ludwig. Their friendship continued after her marriage, mainly by correspondence. She remained a source of stability for Ludwig throughout his life. In keeping with Ludwig's love of romance and drama, he called her the Dove, and he to her was the Eagle.
The Eagle and the Dove would be an amazing, like, buddy movie.
She's beautiful.
Yep, she's beautiful. Alright, is there a... Oh, wait, there's a portrait back here.
Ludwig is Prince Charming. He played the part well.
He sure did. Let's dip a little further into the museum. Notice, by the way, there's a left exit and a right exit. A lot of people miss this, because they miss this exit, and then they get stuck, because they haven't looked at everything in the museum. So, let's keep skimming the place. I, for one, am curious about this.
Looks like it weighs a ton.
Thanks, Grace. You're very practical.
Ludwig's Grand Master wardrobe from the Knights of St. George.
Oh, the Knights of St. George. Interesting.
He looks so regal. Why would he give up all of this pageantry and become a recluse? Ludwig, Grand Master of the Knights of St. George. There's gotta be a connection between all this St. George stuff and Gabriel.
There has to be, right?
Ludwig is Grand Master of the Knights of St. George. The Knights of St. George was an aristocratic society dedicated to the acts of chivalry. Ludwig loved the medieval pageantry of the order in his early years, before his increasing reclusiveness drove him to abandon public appearances.
Yeah, I love fancy shit too, before my reclusiveness drove me to abandon public appearances. What's in here? Oh.
I wonder if these pins have any symbolic meaning. Signets and sash pins from the Order of the Knights of St. George. These were worn on Ludwig's uniform, as befitted his rank of Grand Master. They are now the property of the Bavarian Crown Treasury.
Yeah, that's fair. What about back here?
Richard Wagner.
Ah, the asshole.
Ludwig's diary. Ludwig kept a diary from 1869 when he was 24 years old until his death. The diary provides a fascinating look into the mind of this tormented man. The original diary is kept in the Royal Archives. A few entries are shown on the opposite wall.
Ooh.
I've got to see that diary.
Oh, look at Grace getting very hot and bothered over the idea of more research. The public can't access this document? I must read it. What do we got?
Ludwig and Wagner. Ludwig loved the opera of his contemporary Richard Wagner. He helped support Wagner's music through much of his life. Ludwig considered Wagner a close friend, often calling him the great friend. Wagner encouraged this infatuation, some believe, for personal gain. Typical artist.
Grace? What the fuck, Grace? Okay. No, that's fair. Idiot dragging a good journal art. Yeah, I mean... Yeah. Alright, let's look at some of Ludwig's diary.
Even after Wagner's death, Ludwig still showed signs of obsession with the composer. This letter, written in 1882 by Ludwig to the conductor of the Munich Opera, instructs the conductor to make preparations for a new Wagner opera. The conductor went to see the king as instructed. When he arrived, Ludwig was ill and refused to see him. Nothing further was ever heard of this mysterious new opera. Was it a figment of an ill man's desperate wishes?
It could have been. Who knows?
Ludwig is offered a crown of laurels by the genius of immortal fame.
Oh, well, did he take it?
26 July, 1874. By the power of the lily, we shall have the strength to resist all temptations throughout the whole year.
The power of Yuri compels you! The power of Yuri compels you!
26 July, 1875. Solemn oath before the picture of the great king. Refrain for 3 months from all excitement. This oath has its binding power as well as its potency by de par le Roy, LNR, DPLR.
What excitement. I need to see more of that diary.
Man, it's cool. Ludwig was just doing, like, no nut summer. I guess. My dude had some self-control. Alright, that is where we're gonna save. Tomorrow we will come back and do the other side of the museum, and we'll do the castle. And we'll probably have to come back and do even more museum stuff, because I will probably miss something. But this is where we're gonna put the brakes on for now. Staring at this lovely young lady here. Yeah, you can see here, even in the, in this setup, that you can toggle between big movie and little movie. And little movie will, like, postage stamp the window size. I'm not sure why you would do that, actually. Not nowadays. Back in the day, I presume there was a reason. Say is about to go live? That's entirely possible. We will check. Cultured furry dragon fruit honey. Oh, dragon fruit. Okay. I like dragon fruit. Say is up in a couple minutes. Well, we'll just chill then. It'll be heavy diminished videos. Oh, well, that's alright. On the other hand, I don't have anybody else that I'm particularly looking to drop y'all off on. So, we can chill for a few minutes, and I will dump you on Serious Song. You won't stop. Good. You can't stop me. I'm gonna throw people at you, and there's nothing you can do. But, honestly, tonight was... I'm gonna go goat some owls. Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Goat some owls is a reference to Corn Kids 3D, I believe. A modern N64 style game that lets you be a goat with one horn and you poke things and... Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. It always cheers me up a bit. I don't even feel sick anymore. I was feeling a little sick when I started. And definitely in, like, a terrible mood. I'm not now, so... I'm gonna drop you all off at the Serious Song house. You know, the house of Serious Song. Where Saria lives. And then I'm gonna go get some dinner. Some proper dinner, I think. But, you know. Enjoy yourselves. Have a good night. Do anything I wouldn't do. And the best of luck to y'all. We're off.